What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little demo. I'm going to show you guys the difference in picking up when using classic lashes versus volume lashes. There is a little bit of a technique that we're using to help you pick up our volume lashes, and I just want to show you guys how easy it is to just pick up classic lashes. There's not any really overthinking. In our previous video, we went over proper glue adhesive, how much glue should be on classic lashes versus volume lashes. So make sure you check that out. Super, super informational, but let's jump in. So first things first, I have my volume lashes here. This is from our OG collection. And then we have our classic lashes here. So when we pick up classic lashes, we want to pick up more at the tip of the extension. The reason being is that when we dip completely into our glue like we do in classic lashes, we want to make sure that we're not getting the tip of our extension wet with glue. So we want to be very, very mindful of where we're picking up. But when we pick up too low on a classic extension and then we dip into our glue, we're very close. So I like to be in a higher range. Another reason why picking up higher on classic helps me is when I isolate, I have better range of motion when I'm picking up higher than I do if I was lower. See, when you're lower, your tweezers get in your way, so you're unable to kind of navigate where you want to place those extensions. So picking up at the very tip, not at the very tip, but you guys can see where I'm at here when I pick up. I'm right about there. That's like the perfect sweet spot when you're picking up classic lashes. Now, back to when we dip completely into our adhesive on a classic lash and we drop down. So classic is very easy. You just want to be consistent. Everything you do, my fingers stay the same, my hand placement stays the same, I'm controlled, I'm slow. You know, if you find yourself shaky or if you find yourself moving too much, then you kind of want to readjust and pick up, you know, slow down and really think about where you're picking up at. When I used to lash 24/7 and I would get super overwhelmed because, you know, if you have a full day of lashing, it can get overwhelming. So, you know, I would catch myself throughout my sets just kind of going too fast or getting overwhelmed, and then my sets, you know, I would mess up my technique and then everything would be a mess. So when you get in your head like that and you're overwhelmed, just slow down, take a breath, and go back to the basics. You know, are my fingers in the right spots? Am I picking up in the right spot? All those things play a huge difference. So let's move over to volume. Volume is a little different, especially if you're using easy fan lashes or even just traditional volume lashes. Everything is very, very controlled. You want to slow down. And I talk about this a lot in our classes because what I see happen a lot is lash artists just come in and they grab wherever. There's no technique at all. So remember to slow down. When you're picking up with volume lashes, now remember, classic lashes, you just pull. Easy. When we volume lash, you want to make sure that you're picking up and you're seeing how many you're picking up. We don't want to just grab a bunch of lashes when we don't need to. We never want to come in like this. So we're going to use the tip of our tweezer. We're going to grab what we need and we're going to pull slow. Very, very slow. Now in my instance, because I'm using our easy fan lashes, I'm going to drop them back down on the strip, and I like to leave a little bit down here. And then I'm going to slowly fan open my lash and make it into the fan that I like. Now, even with traditional volume lashes, you're still either going to pinch or drop back down on the strip and fan it open. But you can see everything is very, very controlled and slow, and I don't pick up until I know that my fan is exactly how I want it and I'm ready to go. Now, I'm going to make sure that I'm relaxed because I don't want to close my fan coming in too high like this. So if I come in too high, it's going to go like that and close my fan. So we're going to come in relaxed is what I call it, just kind of leaning back. Now on this tweezer, I can pick up anywhere. If your tweezer has a sweet spot, make sure you're picking up in your sweet spot. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to grab and I'm going to slowly, and I call it a scoop. It's kind of just this is the motion we're going in. And you know, you can pinch if you would like. I always like to pinch and then glue. So we're going to do that a few times so you guys can practice. If you're practicing with me, also look at how amazing this fan is. All right, let's do that again. So I come in, my fingers are in my controlled zone, which I call down here below. This is my controlled zone. The higher I am on my tweezer, the less control you have on it. I don't care what tweezer you're using. If you're too high on it, you're not in control. So make sure your fingers are in your controlled zone. I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna pinch what I need, and slowly pull forward. Now I'm gonna drop back down on my strip and get it where I want it. And then I use the very tip of my tweezer and I fan open my lash. Now, if you're new to lashing and you haven't got this down, practice, practice, practice. There's, you cannot volume lash without practicing. We might make it look easy, but remember, we have a lot of practice here. You want to perfect this. This is something that is going to help you in your sets tremendously. If you struggle with making volume fans, then you need to be practicing 30 minutes to an hour a day, because this is something that you're only gonna get better at the more you practice. All right, so I fanned open my lash. Now I'm gonna relax again, because I don't wanna come in here. We're gonna come in this way. My fingers are still in my controlled zone, and I'm gonna pick up, slowly scoop. And you gotta make sure that part is slow. If you pick up too fast, your fan's gonna break, your fan's gonna fall apart. We don't want that. So I'm gonna pinch till my base is exactly how I want it. And then I'm gonna swipe on the back, only because I'm just dropping down on this pad. I don't need the glue everywhere. And then you guys can see they stay open. As a new lash artist, it can be discouraging to feel like you can't get it. But, I just encourage you to keep practicing it. Take classes, you guys. Take classes from people that you really want to be like. You like their techniques, you like their work. Those are the ones you want to invest your money into, because there's a lot of people teaching and not a lot of people doing it the right way. So scoop and pinch if you need to. Let's run it back on classics, you guys, because classic is so easy, and you don't have to overthink classic. The main thing on classic lashing is making sure that you pick up high enough so when you isolate and drop, you have enough room to kind of maneuver through your tweezers. So if you try and go it too low and you're isolating, it'll hit. So you want to make sure that you are picking up right here at the top, higher if you want to. Glue. I like to drop my glue completely in on a classic lash, and then, obviously isolate first and then drop down. All right, so we're gonna run our volume again, you guys. Slow, controlled, pick up as much as you need. I always say, if you pick up a little too much, it's okay, because then you can just take some off. And when you remove lashes, you always remove from the ends. You never, obviously take from the center. And with these, we can pick up and drop back down. They're not fanning how we like them. All right, so then I'm gonna come back behind, pick up, slow, controlled. And I'm just gonna swipe behind my glue, drop on top. Now, obviously this would be the same technique whether you're volume or your mega volume, doesn't matter. Russian, obviously with Russian you fan on the strip, and there's a certain technique that you use and all of that. So, this is super important to master. Slow, controlled hands, no shaking. I always say too, guys, if you're trying to make a fan and it's just not doing it for you and you spent a lot of time on it, just get rid of it. Get some new fans out and then make it that way. All right, behind again, make sure you have enough pressure when you're picking up, make sure everything, all your hands are in the right, all your fingers in the right position, and you have enough pressure, and pick up in one motion. Just like that. This base is too square, so I'm definitely going to pinch this. People think that when you use easy fan lashes, you can just fan it and go. You guys still need to make your fans just like you would with traditional volume lashes. By the way, you guys, we're dropping some traditional volume lashes here pretty soon. We're also going to be having M curl, L curl, LC curl in our Easy Fan lashes, so I'm super excited about that. All right, guys, so it's that easy. This one versus this one. Just make sure when you're volume lashing or you're classic lashing, you're paying attention to what you're doing, and you will have no problems at all.